Hey guys, Björn Friedrich here. The bad news is I just got hip resurfacing surgery and I will be out teaching jiu-jitsu for a few weeks. However, the good news is I have pre-recorded a lot of stuff, a lot of content, and you will get videos, new videos every week. So if you like our channel, please subscribe it. Give our videos a like. Of course, check out our shop at Gumroad with great prices and a great coupon code. Spring 2023, you will get 40% off your order, which is amazing, I think. And if you like Jiu-Jitsu and MMA gear, check out X Martial, our sponsor, and you will get 10% off your order and you support my work in my YouTube channel. So guys, thank you very much and have fun with the new video. Welcome to my new video. My name is Björn Friedrich and today we are talking about my training partner is killing my gains. How to establish a good and healthy gym culture. And honestly, this is one of the topics I think I read most when it comes to social media. Every day nearly someone is asking, someone is posting about, getting injured while training, having the wrong training partners, the wrong attitude, stuff like that. So people are talking and complaining about their training environment, their gym culture, and their training partners. And today I'm here to share with you my 3 most important principles I use in my gym to make my gym culture safe, healthy, and successful. So let's start. Principle number 1, health first. And if you can't rely to that, you're wrong in my gym. That is my main and my first principle. If you come to my gym, if you want to train, if you want to roll, you have to understand that health is my priority. The priority of this gym is keeping their members healthy. Don't get me wrong, I know Jiu-Jitsu is a contact sport. Sometimes you get some injuries. That's part of the game. When you roll, when you do lifeless training, you will get some tweaks and some pains sometimes. But still, you should not have severe and bad injuries every month, in your gym. So when it comes to this is the most important thing. I tell everyone who wants to join my gym, hey, health first. We are caring about each other, and it's more important for me and for my students to keep the members of the gym healthy than to win medals. I repeat, it is more important for me to keep my gym members healthy than to win medals. Why is this the case? Very simple. I'm in the game for over 29 years. And I tell you from my experience, Jiu-Jitsu is awesome in your 20s. And your use is like that. And then you are in your 30s and maybe in your 40s and sometimes maybe in your 50s, but you still love Jiu-Jitsu. Like I said, 29 years and I still go on the mat and have great experiences and have great days, and I love the sport. I love Jiu-Jitsu, I love to train, I love to excel at the sport, I love to explore the sport and the movements, and so I need a healthy body. Jiu-Jitsu is a tough and rough sport, so I need a healthy body and I need people who support my decision and people who want to do the same. So if you are in the game for about, 3 years or 5 years, you just care about some short-term success in tournaments, that's okay, that's good, but that's not my idea of Jiu-Jitsu. And I don't want to train with people who sacrifice my health for their short-term success or for what they believe is their short-term success. So that's why I say health first is the first principle. I do not want to have anyone in my gym who is not accepting this and who is not understanding it. If you don't understand this, that's okay, but then you are the wrong guy for our gym. So this is, if you have a little gym or if you have a group of training partners or a bunch of friends, ask this question. Ask this commitment. If people are committing to this, that's the foundation, in my opinion. And from there, you have to move on. So health first is principle number 1. If people don't like it, okay, they might have to train in a different place with different guys who are, don't care too much about health. Anyway, that is principle number 1. Principle number 2, very important also, we are all in this game together. You know, a lot of people think Jiu-Jitsu is a single competitive sport. You are alone on the mat. When they call up your name and you go on the mat in the tournament, you are alone. And that is right. You are alone when you walk on the mat. But every ounce of preparation was done with your training partners and friends. You could have achieved, you will never win a tournament without training partners, because you have no one to train and to roll with. You know, nothing you achieve in terms of jiu-jitsu is possible alone. I mean, you can be a good bodybuilder or a weightlifter or, you know, a runner or a swimmer or a bicycle guy, but you will never be, you know, you don't need anyone for this, but you will never be good at jiu-jitsu without having the right training partners. So you are not alone in that game. We are all in the game together. And that means, doesn't matter if it's a small group or big group, that means that we should care about each one of the group. Because, you know, if you are, let's say you are the giftedest, the strongest, the most athletic, the best guy in the gym, and all the guys are weaker than you. Why you should care? Very simple. Very, very simple. Because you want better training partners. You want guys who will give you a challenge. You want guys who will help you to learn from your mistakes. But the only way you can learn from your mistakes is having people who are identifying your mistakes, you know, who exposing your mistakes. And therefore, they need skills. And that's why it's so important to say, hey, the only way to be good as an individual in a competition is to push the group. You need to elevate the level of the group in order to elevate your personal level. You know, there is this old saying, iron sharps iron. You know, iron sharps iron. People think it's about killing each other, but actually it's not. It's about good guys making good guys better. The problem is, if you don't have good guys, no one will make you better. Yes, you can dominate smaller, weaker, less experienced guy with your power and athleticism, or with your technique you have already. But if you want to grow long term, technically, if you want to go better in jiu-jitsu, you need guys who are at your level, or who are catching up with you, or at least who are getting better and better progressively. So they will challenge you in a good sense, and they will expose your game, and they will, you know, in a sense, ask you questions you have to answer. You know, and that's why, as a group, you have to train together, work together, and grow together. And therefore, there is no room for being, you know, selfish, aggressive, beating people down, taking advantage of people, you know, destroying, smashing people on the mat. That's not what you want. You want to elevate the group. You are part of the group. And the only way to grow is to grow with the group. Maybe if you're a professional fighter and you can buy your training and sparring partner, that's a different story. But if you train, as most of us in a group, doesn't matter if it's a big gym or a small bunch of friends, you need these guys. And without these guys, you will not be able to have success. So, you know, make sure that you do what you can to elevate the level of the group so you can elevate your own level. That is principle number 2. You know, you're not alone in that game. Principle number 3, very important also. Training is gaining. Training is building yourself and other people up for the big day, for the competition day if you want so. Or for, you know, self-defense or whatever. But what you do is, it doesn't matter what kind of, if it's MMA or Jiu-Jitsu or self-defense, what you're doing is, you're preparing yourself and others to be ready for the big day. And that means that if you fight every day in your gym, like it's the ADCC World Championship final, you will not gain. You will not gain. You will just slowly destroy yourself, destroy your training partner, overtrain mentally, overtrain physically, you know, and you will not make any gains, any long-term gains, you know. Because there is, in my opinion, pressure kills creativity. And creativity, in a sense, is necessary to have success, long-term success in Jiu-Jitsu, to grow technically. So if you only go balls to the wall every day, you know, you will just get better for a certain amount of time with the things you already know. Once that is achieved, okay, you will stay with that level. But, you know, Jiu-Jitsu is a very complex game. You need constantly to revisit your game, looking for new passes, looking for new techniques. You might add them, you might just try them and then discharge them again. So it is depending, but it's a growing art that is changing. And there are times in which you need to train intensively, not hard, but intensively. And there are times in which you need to train relaxed and slow and playful in order to find new ways and implement new techniques and implement new strategies and explore new strategies, you know. So if you only go crazy with your training partners, smash them all the time, you know, you will not have the right attitude, the right mood, and the right state of mind and body to learn new patterns of movement. So that's a very important point. Another very important point is, you know, when you go into a competition, a real hard competition, you know it for yourself. After competition day, you are drained, you are tired, you are more sore than you are usual. You know, you are mentally tired, you're physically tired, you know, you need rest. You need time to just chill out and then start from the scratch, you know. And if you would implement this competition mentality in your everyday training, 365 days around the year, you will just train. You will just power you out. You know, look at weightlifters. You know, weightlifters do not do personal records every day. And they don't try to do personal records every day. That's not how weightlifting works. You know, they have cycles and they start. And they start with some easier weight and then they go up, up, up till there is competition day. And then they try to do their best performance. And then they go back, start with a lower weight and cycle again until there is a next competition. And they hopefully have their peak and they can show their peak performance. So it's not a linear game. Better, 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 better. But it's a game of coming up and slowing down. And that's the same with Jiu-Jitsu. You know, if you have no competition in sight, and you know the next 3, 4, 5 months there is no competition, you know, there is a lot of time to be playful and to explore the things you have never explored before. Maybe you are very bad at cyclone escapes. And then that's the right time to start doing cyclone escapes. Learning, exploring, finding new ways of implementing cyclone escapes in your game. Or you are looking for some submissions from the guard, which you are not good at. Well, there is time to study this and to implement it in your existing game, you know, which is very important. Then, when you're doing this, you know, you need training partners who understand that. Because if you are being playful and you try to play around with new moves, and your training partner is going crazy like it's the final of the ADCC, he will not give you the chance to do the new stuff. You know, he will just destroy your efforts, which is stupid because you have a certain goal. So your training partner should respect your goal, and you should also respect the goal of your training partner in this phase of training where you are trying to add new stuff, trying to add a new game, a part of your game to your existing game. So then you need to chill out and just train easy and relaxed, you know. Then if you have a competition going on, you start training, and then let's say 3 weeks before the competition is happening, you train pretty intense. You do a lot of sparring. You don't try to implement new moves. You don't try to be creative 3 weeks before a fight. No. You just focus on what you already know, what you have learned over the past weeks, and you stay focused on that and make this better. And then the training is not that easy and not that relaxed, then it's more intense because you're mimicking the competition day. However, still, in my opinion, and that's how I teach my students, still, even if you train intense, and that's why I'm saying you don't train hard, even if you train intense, you should always keep a percentage of effort in yourself. Never give 100% effort in training, you know, because then, like I said, you burn out. It's always train intense, find your own pace, try to go more and more rounds with your own pace, that's all cool, but don't go to the point where your ego is coming up and you're trying to smash the guy and you're going crazy and your heart rate goes up and your fine motor skills are thrown out of the window and you are starting to shaking and adrenaline comes up and you roll like that. That's not what you want. That's destroying your training, and it will make you tired, you're physically tired, mentally tired, and that's something you should save, if necessary, for competition day. If you have a competition and you're in the final and maybe you are 2 points ahead and you have to do everything, then do everything. Then go and do everything and put yourself over the red line and put your heart rate up and, you know, put your adrenaline up and give everything you have. That's okay. And then you rest, you know, after that. But that's safe for competition. That's not what you do in training. In training, you want to be at your best performing level without going too crazy. Always, you know, like I said, training is gaining. You should go out of your training and you should feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting stronger. I'm getting more endurance. I feel that I'm more technically flowing and I have good, you know, connection between the moves. I can implement my game plan. All these things are becoming smoother and smoother towards competition day. That's okay, that's cool. And that's the gaining, what I'm talking about. And then at competition day, you throw all in, and then you might, you know, have to go to these places you're not going usually. But like I said, save that for competition and not for training. I don't think training should be competition. I think training should be learning, gaining, and still being playful on a high level. I do not want to have negative intentions, negative emotions. I don't want to have my guys being competitors. I want my guys being friends, preparing each other for competition. Because let's face it, competition is serious. You know, even if it's a hobby competition, YouTube is full of bad injuries. People get their legs broken, people get their arms broken, you know. Competition is serious and you can get hurt, and it's a dangerous day. And I think as a bunch of friends, as a bunch of training partners, you should prepare each other perfectly for that dangerous day. And you should not destroy each other because of your own little ego the days and weeks before the fight. And then you go there and fight and you're not at your peak because you've already fought so many battles before the actual competition. So, you know, a good training partner knows that he needs to challenge you to protect you from the guy who wants to rip your knee off. So he needs to train very intense and he needs to try to catch you and he needs to try to get your heel in order to teach you to protect yourself, in order to make you better, to protect yourself from the dangers of the competition. However, he also needs to understand when to let go, because he also needs to prevent prevent injuries in training. He needs to prevent that you injure yourself. You know, you have to take care of yourself, of course, but you also have to take care of your opponent. Not opponent, sorry, your training partner in the gym. So, you know, make sure to be a tough, intense training partner if necessary. And also make sure you are a smart training partner who is thinking and who is taking care of your friend and who say health first. Because that's what, you know, in the gym is always priority. Like I said, tournaments can be dangerous. The people don't care about your health usually. So you need to be ready for this stuff. But in the gym, that's different. Friends are preparing friends for the big day. Not competitors killing each other. That's not what I see as a good gym culture. So put together, just make a little recap. First, health first. Like I said, no, that's the main requisite. If you come to my gym, if you do not respect this idea, you don't respect this principle, then you're wrong in my gym. Sorry. Secondly, you're always to understand that you're in the game together. It's not about being the champion alone and I don't care about the rest. No. As a team, you win. As a team, you lose. And as a team, you prepare. Doesn't matter if it's a big team or small team. Even if you have just one training partner, you are a team. You're working together and you're winning together or you're losing together. Very, very important. And third, training is gaining. Training is preparing for the big day. Training is preparing for the competition. Training is preparing you for a serious and dangerous event called competition that can cost you your health. So make sure you have the right guys who protect you while training and push you so you learn to deal with the dangers of a competition. Basically, that is my idea of gym culture. That's how I teach, that's how I talk to my guys, and that's how I see a good jiu-jitsu school. I know people are seeing it differently. Some people like to be tougher, and like whatever, soldiers or whatever. But in my opinion, we are all human beings. We are all in this sport for happiness, for growth, for learning, and not for destroying each other. Not for destroying us and not for destroying each other. And that's the main and most important message here. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give us a like, share it at your social media. If you have questions, put them in the comments. And of course, if you are looking for unique and pretty unusual videos about jiu-jitsu, about effortless jiu-jitsu, check out my Gumroad shop. You will get 40% off your order with the coupon code SPRING2023 and you will get some great stuff. Also, if you're interested in MMA and BJJ gear, check out X Martial and you will get 10% off your order with the coupon code Björn Friedrich and you will support our work here at this YouTube channel. So thank you very much and see you hopefully next time.